I'm gonna do good.
You think you're going to be able to make the entire run?
Yep.
What's the record now?
52 hours.
You know who holds it?
Yeah.
Who holds it?
The guy.
Well, no kidding, but I mean, you know who he is? Where he's from?
From Portland, and that's all I know.
No kidding, about 26 years old.
17.
17. How old are you?
14.
He's got 3 years on you. You think that makes any difference?
I don't know.
How long have you been playing this game as far as when you first started playing it? You know, like how many years have you been playing it?
Year and a half, maybe a couple years. Year and a half to 2 years. It's so bad.
How long have you been going now?
How long?
It's almost 29 hours.
Almost 29 hours.
Do you get any breaks?
Not really.
What do you think it takes to really be able to play this game well? I tried it the other day and I'm not doing very well. What can you tell people who don't know how to play it? How do you really get into it?
Spend a lot of money.
I mean, you don't mean you want to buy one of these machines, do you?
No.
What are you going to do? A lot of practice, you mean?
Yep.
What did that mean?
Means that takes some skill. I don't know, you just got to practice a lot.
What are you going to do if you actually do break the record and set a new world record? What are you going to do?
Go as long as I can.
Try to ensure that nobody else can take the record away from you?
Right.
Well, I mean, based on how you're feeling and the whole number, do you really think you're going to be able to do it?
Yeah.
What makes you think so?
I'm going to get a bunch more ships and I'm going to play a long time. That's what I think.
You got anything to say to anybody who's pulling for you?
Yeah. Well, Gary Neperud. He's helped me he's kept me awake, and my other friend Roger, they both have kept me awake at night.
Kind of helps, huh?
Yeah.
He's right here. This is his manager.
What do you think about this whole thing?
Well, I was sort of nervous for him. You know, it's a long time to be up, but it's something that he wants to do. So he's got support, my support for sure. Got lots of good vitamins for him, lots of good food.
What do you do? What would you suggest, for instance, to some mother that all of a sudden faced with their boy or daughter coming down here and making an attempt at breaking a world record on things? How about some suggestions to those people?
I think just encourage them. Why not? They want to get into other things. You know, Ryan's been in chess tournaments. He's been in baseball tournaments, and this is something that he wants to do. He's really fond of the game. He spent a lot of time down here. I feel like if you try to discourage them from doing that, they'll never know. They'll never really realize if they could have done it or could not have done it. And you know, there'd be no shame in failing. It's something he wants to try, and he's serious about it. And I think they need encouragement. I think we hold kids back in a lot of ways. And
what about the nutritional value that you're providing? Perhaps I mean, you know, it drags a lot out of a person.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at this age, no matter how high their energy level is.
Yeah, that's what I was most.
For that?
I was most nervous about that. I got incredible horse pills. They're just humongous. And a lot of vitamin B stress in there. Got them from the Salem Health Food Store down here. The man in there was really, really helpful. And I got an excellent natural fruit juice drink for him. And lots of protein, very few carbohydrates, and no sugar at all.
He has to go until when?
To tie the record, it's 12:30 tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday, isn't it? So it's noon, you know. 12:30 tomorrow, and then I think if he reaches that point, I think he'll have a surge of energy and he'll want to get far beyond it so that nobody's going to attempt it again for a while, you know, break the record.
You probably know your son better than anybody. Do you think he can do it?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yes, I think he goes up and down. He reaches plateaus and he just kind of stabilizes a little bit, and then he kind of sinks low, and then he'll get a surge of energy. I think when Gary, his good friend, is with him, sitting here, you know, the two of them have a few jokes, and the camaraderie, that encourages him and keeps him going a little more. And Roger, another good friend who's been here the whole time, that picks him up. Yeah. They don't hang around all the time, though. They get tired and crash, too.
What's his name? Roger who?
This is Roger right here.
His manager, Gary who?
Gary Neperud. Yeah, Gary Neperud. He's his quote-unquote manager. He brought a lot of...
Good, Gary. Come over here. My name's Terry Fuller. You're the manager of this thing. How do you feel about the possibilities of success?
I don't know. I think he could do it.
Why do you think he can do it?
I don't know. If he can do it if he stays awake. He's good enough, I guess.
What would you, as a manager, what are you doing? What kind of a situation are you doing trying to help him along?
I fix food for him, and then I feed him and stuff, and get him drinks, and help put up the score and everything. What's so important about breaking a world's record on a thing like the asteroids? What's so important about that? I don't know, just better than a lot of other people.
Do you know who holds the record and all that now?
No.
He said something about a 17-year-old boy out of Portland, I think. He said something. Owns the world record on this.
I didn't know who.
What would you give an advice to somebody who, let's say I wanted to do this, and I wanted to try to break the world record today. Is there any kind of a preparation that I ought to be involved in? Like, should I study hard, or should I practice a lot, or what should I do to be able to do that?
Just play a lot and get a lot of sleep before you do it. And I don't know.
Well, do you think it's going to work? Do you think he's going to be able to do it?
Yeah.
What if he doesn't do it? Think it's going to be the manager's fault?
No.
What would you say to Gary? I mean, what would you say to him if you were going to say something to really make him kind of instill some help in him? What would you tell him if he started to really say, I don't know if I want to do it? What would you tell him?
I don't know.
Well, you'd have to tell him something. You wouldn't let him just back out if he started to get tired, would you?
Tell him he's gone so far already, he could just a little farther, and he'll be done.
A little encouragement, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens. If you make it, we'll be back here and celebrate with the rest of you. How do you spell your last name?
Neperud.
How old are you?
14.